have some fucking commitment. Welcome to Christmas. His name is Simon Hofmeister. Yeah.
You're probably expecting someone different looking from the description, but hello, you alright? Yeah, alright! Yeah! I was on a plane recently, and the air hostess, she was very attractive, she came up to me and she said, "Would you like a drink, sir?" And I said, "Yeah, I'll have a gin and tonic, please." And she said, "It's a bit early for a gin and tonic." And I said, "Well, I'm going to need at least one drink inside me if I'm going to pluck up the courage to hijack this plane." But she bought me an orange juice because she was just doing her job. On the plus side though, everyone survived. So every cloud harbours a nervous hijacker. That's all we can glean from that. Sparrow. I found an injured sparrow recently in my back garden, and it hurt its little wing, so I thought, you know what, I'm going to do right by the sparrow. So I took him in, and I nursed him back to full health, and I set him free. Unfortunately, when I set him free, he proceeded to fly directly into a window, right? And I thought to myself, first of all, ungrateful, and second of all, I probably should have set him free outside instead of in the greenhouse. Not the best of ideas. But it hit the window and hit the floor, and I thought, shit, sparrow's dead. Went over to check, and actually he was okay. I think it hurt his neck slightly, but he seemed okay. So I thought, you know, this is my second chance to do right by a sparrow. So I picked him up, took him back inside, and then what I did was I fashioned a tiny sparrow neck brace by hollowing out the centre of a marshmallow. And I slipped it over his little neck until it was secure. And then I got a Malteser, right, and I cut it very slowly in half so as not to fracture the delicate honeycomb interior. And I placed it on the sparrow's head, honeycomb side down, because I'm not a madman. And I slowly twisted it into place until it fit perfectly, effectively fashioning a tiny sparrow helmet. I got a tic tac, split it lengthways, shin pads. And then I showed the sparrow out the door, thinking I've done the best I can by the sparrow. He's going to be absolutely fine. Unfortunately, it was the height of summer, and the 3 items of confectionery with which I had adorned said sparrow promptly melted, essentially glazing the bird, and rendering him particularly vulnerable to predators. And he was very quickly picked off by a fox with what I can only presume was a very sweet tooth. As an addendum to that story, said fox now has type 2 diabetes. And that's the end of it. Oh yeah, what I was trying to say, I think, from that is that I love animals. Like a modern day Dr. Dolittle without the ability to speak to them. I love animals. Yeah, so I'm a big fan of Mr. David Attenborough. Give me a cheer for David Attenborough. Yeah, he's so old, but so good. Not that old people shouldn't be good. Let's forget it. David Attenborough. So yeah, so I was watching a program of his recently, and he said, and now we're going to the last place you'd expect to see a dolphin, deep in the heart of the Amazon rainforest. And I thought, incorrect, David. It's wrong to assume. The last place I'd expect to see a dolphin is in fact IKEA. Yeah, think about it. They lack even the most basic physical attributes required to assemble flat pack furniture. I think at the very best, they could possibly hold something together until the glue dried. But that's literally it. Speaking of dolphins, my nan. Not all links are seamless, by the way, unless you're wearing chainmail. No. My nan genuinely believes that a dildo is the very thin strip of wood that goes around the interior of a room in order to separate 2 different bits of wallpaper. For those of you who know what that is, well done. For those of you who don't, that's called a dado. My nan's been banned from every B&Q in the local area. Yeah. Before being banned though, the guys at B&Q were kind enough to point in the direction of the nearest sex shop, thinking that's what she wanted. So she went into the nearest sex shop and she said, "Excuse me, can I buy a dildo please?" And the lady said, "Yeah, of course madam, how about something like this?" My nan said, it's going to have to be a bit longer than that, I'm afraid. I'm working with a rather large space, and it has to go all the way around my interior wall. Finally, tonight, ladies and gentlemen, are you all familiar with this tongue twister? Thank you. This tongue twister, she sells seashells by the seashore.
Yeah.
Good. Right, I have an issue with this tongue twister, mainly with the subject of the tongue twister, this coastal entrepreneur, if you will. Why is she selling seashells in the only place where they're lying around on the ground for free? Doesn't make good business sense, does it? I think a far more accurate tongue twister would be, she sells seashells by the seashore, silly sausage. Surely she sells seashells, and where seashells seem in short supply, such as city centres. Suddenly she sees sales soar, subject to a sudden surge in similar seaside salespeople. I haven't got time for applause! He's there! Thank you. I did the same joke the other week, and a friend of mine came up to me afterwards and he said, Simon, doing comedy is nerve-wracking enough as it is, right? Without throwing in the added danger element, and it is a danger element, of a tongue twister. And I said, piss off Peter. I said, piss off Peter, people perceive perfect pronunciation as pleasurable. Piss off back to your patch and pick some more pickled peppers, you prick. And he did. He ran away, and I'm so close, so very close, orgasm day. He ran away, and he was so confused by the whole scenario that he ran directly into traffic, and he was knocked down by a red lorry. That's it. Thank you very much. Good night.
Mr. Hofmeister, 6 minutes and something.